You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Doing it is your girl, your diva in knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge, where I'm always serve you constant from a spiritual perspective. So I definitely want to give a big ups to everybody who was able to make it to my very last upload. I actually went live where I was able to personally interact with all of you as my subscribers, so y'all was able to actually see me live and in the flesh. Unlike most of the time, like in this video, I'm always behind a thumbnail. But I actually went live, and you know, I plan on doing it more often. I just think it's imperative that as content creators that we interact and meet with our subscribers face to face sometimes, you know, and not always be hiding behind the mics and the thumbnails, you know, to give you that up close and personal interaction. So I'm not gonna be able to do it a lot, but I did do it on my last upload, Ask Mocha Anything. So I was actually chatting with all of the ladies, and we had a good time. We had a good conversation. We turned up a little bit, so it was awesome. So nevertheless, like I explained to them, it's not going to be something I'm going to be able to do all the time because my schedule is hella crazy. It's just a whole lot going on, so that I have to do outside of blogging. So y'all know how it is. But nevertheless, y'all, I wanted to get into this because I did bring this up. Well, actually, I think it was Nora who asked me, I don't know if it was Nora or one of my other subscribers, but there was this rumor circulating when Arionne's photo of her in appeared to look like a wedding dress or a wedding gown. I would more say like a wedding gown. As if it appeared that she and Martell, everybody had this assumption that they had eloped or married, you know, especially since Mel, you know, has been a little bit more transparent, you know, lately with her male friends and her dating life. So we thought it was a Martell stunt shenanigans, you know, because he's the king of shenanigans. He's the king of pulling stunts. So originally, you know, everybody thought, you know, okay, here comes Martell again. He got the one up. He probably done elope with Arionne Air Mattress. You know, that's what everybody thought. But it was confirmed. I know at least Caramel Rail was who I watched that confirmed it, that they did not get married, that they instead had actually went to a wedding, a rainbow wedding at that, which is a surprise to me because, you know, your boy Martell, he acts like he has a problem with the alphabet committee. He don't want his kids around his own uncle, but yet he's going to an alphabet wedding, you know, the contradictory. You know how Martell is phony as hell. I'm drinking my coffee, y'all, so you know. I gotta drink my Java in between. Listen, for all my coffee drinkers, I have went back to my regular $5 coffee pot, honey, because I used to buy all these expensive Keurig, these expensive machines, coffee machines, $120, $150. I bought all these expensive Keurig machines, and honey, I had to get rid of those things. Those things are, they just a mess. You can't really clean the inside of them, and that's a problem for me. You cannot clean the inside of those Keurigs, and when you keep those Keurigs in a warm area, you know that you know, sometimes you have these little pests, these little roaches and stuff. They get into them. They create a bed inside the Keurig machines, and you literally cannot break down the machine and go in it and clean it. Those things, after so many months, you're not able to actually internally go in and clean them. You don't know what you drink, you know. So I took one on a job, and I used to work at the correctional facility. I bought a Keurig on a job, and they didn't have that place well exterminated. and I just never forget, I saw one little bug in it, and then something just told me, you know, let me check the back of this thing, and I saw all kind of like little roach eggs and stuff. So those machines, be careful with them, y'all, for the coffee drinkers, because you cannot internally clean those things, and you cannot internally see what's in them. So anyway, I brought my regular $5 coffee maker, and when I tell y'all, I'm so happy with my little $5 coffee maker, my little Mr. Coffee. No, I think it was like $19, like a little under $20. I'm like, nah, I'm never going back to an expensive coffee machine. Then the K cups you have to buy are hella expensive, girl. It's just But anyway, let me get off the coffee thing, because I'll be on there all day. I love me my coffee now. But I wanted to get into talking about this because one of the ladies had asked me, did I think that Martell Hope would ever marry Arionne Air Mattress? You know, based off of the rumor that was circulated around that they possibly had eloped. And my personal opinion, absolutely not. Martell Hope would never marry Arionne Air Mattress. And this is my personal opinion as to why. First of all, a lot of people have to realize, Martell is used to win a woman who has it together. He's used to a woman being business minded. And the whole thing in the matter is that Melanie really spoiled Martell. She really did. And I'm sure Melanie will attest to the fact that she created a monster. And when you are married, there should be, you know, a lot of people give Melanie all kind of heat. A lot of people like to come for Mel and say and put her down and make her feel as if, you know, she has allowed Martell to get away with so much murder in a sense. But what a lot of people have to realize, when it comes to a marriage, not your baby daddy, not your side piece or whatever, not somebody else's husband, there's really not supposed to be any limitations as to how far you will go to make your husband or your partner, your companion, happy. There's really not supposed to be any restrictions about, you know, what you should do for your companion, what you shouldn't do. You are supposed to be able to give that person your all in all. You're supposed to give them everything you possibly can in order to have a healthy, successful marriage. So even though sometimes when things don't work out, in the end, you know, you realize all of what you invested and all of how much you have sacrificed, you know, you're going to have some regrets. But at the same time, that is how marriage goes. There's not supposed to be any restrictions of, well, I'm not going to give him this. I'm not going to put myself too far out there. You're supposed to love unconditionally. And that's what Melanie was doing. Melanie was, she was true to her marriage. She was true to her marriage. She was true to Martell. And she wanted what any other woman would want. You want your family to be successful, and you want your family to be happy. And for that, you cannot really fault her for that. You know, you want your family to win. You want your marriage to win. Romans chapter 12, verse 10. Love each other with genuine affection, and take delight in honoring each other. And that's what she did. Unfortunately, Martell did not honor Melanie, but Melanie honored Martell. You know, and that's why the tables ended up turning in the direction in which it did. So, going back to the subject at hand, Martell had been married to Melanie for well over 10 years. And Melanie has always really been the backbone, the predominant backbone of that family. She was the primary breadwinner. Now, this is not to discredit Martell and didn't say he didn't do absolutely nothing. I'm sure he did something. What that is, I don't know. But what we do know is that Melanie was the main breadwinner, primary breadwinner. She was the brain. She was the engine that kept that whole train going, you know. And not only that, Melanie was always very driven. Melanie was always very passionate about her drive, and therefore this gave Martell the advantage in being able to fall back and pretty much leave everything on Melanie. And he knew that. He knew his wife at the time was very driven, very determined. He knew that Melanie was always trying to take things to the next level, and that is what made him very comfortable and not doing as much as he could have been doing as a man and as a husband, because he knew he had a wife that was always striving for the best and to be successful. And in many cases, you would think that that would motivate him to want to strive just as hard as his wife, would motivate him to also start businesses and create his own ventures. Instead, it made him lazy and it made him complacent. And Martell felt the need to just be a house husband, meaning stay home and take care of the kids. And he would only interject and intervene he would do just enough, going to the conferences, going to the meetings, going with Mel to all of these business adventures and stuff. He would do just enough to make it look like he was really a team player. But he wasn't a team player. He was one of those players who always sat on the bench, while Melanie played all the positions on the field. He sat on the bench, you know, and we found that out later on down the line, you know, after he fooled us the first season, looking like he was this, you know, team player husband. But we found out, once all of his dirt and secrets came to the surface, that it was Melanie the whole time, who was the orchestrator that was making things happen. So you have Martell, who has made himself accustomed to being in this long-term marriage with a woman who has always handled the majority of everything. So Martell never really had to use his brain, which in turn gave him the advantage to always use his other brain, which was his penis. Because he was not putting his time into being a productive businessman, a productive husband, that gave him the advantage to go out there and smash multiple women, even though they keep focusing on Arionne, Air Mattress. But we know he has smashed multiple women. And I stressed this on my last video, that a man without a plan, a man without a purpose, a man who doesn't have a purpose will indulge in pleasure. And I cannot stress this more than enough. If you have a husband, a fiance, baby daddy, any type of male companion in your life, you know, who you are in a relationship with or whatever, or you may have that one nephew that may never move out. You may have that brother that crashes from chick's sofa to chick's sofa. It's because he doesn't have a purpose. A man without a purpose is going to utilize and put all his time into pleasure. And that is what happened with Martell. Because he had it so well. He had it so good. He had a wife that was taking care of everything. He had a wife that was, like I said, she was driving that whole train. That's the reason why they were living lavishly. They had the beautiful home because of Mel, the nice cars because of Mel, going on the vacations, 5-star hotels and all these things because of Melanie. Mel was the one making it happen, while Martell was sitting on the passenger side of the ride and just chilling. So Martell is used to not having to do much of anything. And as much as people like to go around and give Melanie a lot of heat and say that she messed herself up by, not by letting Martell have his way too long. The truth of the matter is Martell messed himself up worse because he made himself become comfortable and complacent with depending on the woman, which was his wife. In actuality, Mel didn't mess herself up because, see, Mel is used to working. She's used to hard work. She's used to making things happen. She's used to creating businesses. She's always done that, even when she was married to Martell. So it's not a stressful, it's not a challenge for her to come create all these businesses, to have this the strong skills as an entrepreneur, because she's always done that. Martell, on the other hand, has not. So, contrary to what people may think, Melody has never been the slow one. Martell has. And that's why Martell is suffering to this day, because he made himself codependent, dependent on a woman, which was his wife. And nothing would have been wrong with that had he did the right thing and not been around here thought shopping and smashing multiple females, smashing and dashing all of these different females. Then he could have continued to keep benefiting. The least he could have did, if he was going to go out there, which he shouldn't have been out there at all, is protect his penis, but he didn't do that. And not only he already disrespected the marriage, but he took it a step further when he disgraced his marriage by getting Arionne Air Mattress pregnant. So that was basically the ultimate demise of his marriage, is when he knocked up Arionne Air Mattress. So, as y'all can see, Martell has been trying to find a replica of Mel. He's been like a lost bird flying around Huntsville seeking out a woman who he can use, because you have to realize that's all he's been doing. The majority of his life is using women, down to his own mama. Using his own mama, Mammy Marlene, to feel sorry for him. So he's been using women all of his life. And ladies, you have some men that are like that. They've been using women all their life. And they never prepare for the day as you get older, you're not that fine specimen of a man that you used to be, to where women ain't just flocking after you like that. And Martell doesn't understand that, yes, even though there's going to be groupies, there's going to be women that's still going to be gullible enough to still want him, despite the poor reputation he has as a husband. But the thing about it is, he'll never get another male. He can try. I heard about, the Belinda chick that they brought property together. I really don't know how solid that is. And we know that at one point in time, he was trying to get Arionne Air Mattress to get her builder's license so he could capitalize off of that. Because, again, Martell does not want to put in hard work. He's a build-a-bum. Okay? He's a build-a-bum. Like I told y'all, they got the store called Build-A-Bear, where you take the kids to get a bear, and they have all the accessories that belong to the bear, the hat, the coat, the shoes. The kid could dress up the bear any way they want to. And that's what Melanie called herself doing. She created Martell to be a build-a-bum. Fixed up his teeth, introduced him to high quality suits and shoes. Now he's demoted himself back down to penny loafers that don't even have a penny in it. So, nevertheless, this is the type of woman Martell wants, because this is the type of woman Martell has had for over 10 years. He has made himself accustomed to depending on a woman who can handle business. So now he's been out here trying to come as close as he possibly could to Mel, and he has failed terribly at doing that. He's never going to get another Mel. Okay, so moving right along. The main question at hand: why he won't marry? Why he will never marry? Arionne air mattress. For one, Arionne air mattress does not have any entrepreneur skills. She's not business minded. Like I said on my last live, do y'all not know if Martell was to marry Arionne, that would mean he would have to become a man? Because Arionne air mattress, she don't have no money. She's broke like me. Okay? She don't have no money. If Martell was to marry Arionne, that would mean he would have to step up in ways he would never be man enough to step up to. He would have to do everything. Arionne don't know how to conduct business. She don't know how to start a business. She don't know how to talk business. Everything she tried to sell clogs, Crocs, whatever the hell you call them. Her Crocs became a flop. She tried to do the little shitty trends, not city, shitty trends clothes. She's been trying to mimic and copy male's style and male's skills, because listen, even Arionne air mattress knows that is what Martell really wants, is a business-minded woman. Arionne knows that. That's why Arionne has tried to create businesses, but it has been an epic fail. She knows that. You can make somebody do something, but if it's not in them, they don't have the skills, they don't have the education, they don't have the tenacity, they're not going to be successful at it. She's tried to do everything, and for the most part, side chicks who have tarnished themselves, they curse. I'm serious. They curse themselves dealing with these married men. That's why Sharina Hudson, Wendy Williams, ex-husband side chick, everything she has tried has been an epic fail. Her vegan restaurant, her vegan cookbook, all of that. That's why she's not with Kevin Hunter anymore. She cannot progress with him. She cannot get ahead. You curse yourself when you deal with these married men. So Martell knows if he was to marry Arionne, everything is going to be on him. He cannot trust her to conduct business, to start a business, to handle business. He knows she is just as slow as him. Now, one thing about Martell, he's nasty and he's conniving, but he's clever. He's clever. That's why he's been going through all these extremes, coming up with all kind of wicked plans and schemes to try to attempt to take these kids from male. Everything, he's relentless at getting what he wants. Got with Sheree for some clout, thinking that getting on other networks was going to bring him some revenue and all of that. He's clever. He's always, even though the thing about it, he's clever, but it never works, okay? But what I mean as in clever is he's always thinking of things. He's always coming up with things. And Martell looks at how he's going to benefit before he goes into certain things. He knows with Arionne air mattress, there was no benefits other than friends with benefits. The only thing Arionne air mattress was ever able to contribute was head and giving him something in bed. That's it. Give him some in bed and some head. That's it. He knows that. I don't think his objective with Arionne was to give her a child. But I do believe he was sloppy as hell, and he just did not care. But I honestly don't think that was his real intentions. But the truth of the matter is it happened. And the other truth of the matter is it should have never happened, because he was a married man. And that's why he is in the situation he's in now. So Martell is not going to marry Arionne, because that's going to have to make him step up as a man. If he going to marry Arionne, Martell knows he's going to have to start businesses. He's going to have to get a job. He's going to have to work. He's going to have to do a whole lot, because Arionne is nowhere mentally on the level that Melanie was. With Melanie, Martell, all you have to do was kick his feet up, and kick back on the recliner. Because he trusts Mel, and he knows Mel is about that money. He knows Mel is about that bread. He knows Mel is about handling business. He was chilling with Mel. Matter of fact, he was chilling so long, that's what made him comfortable with slinging his dick around everywhere. But now he has to come up with a whole new scheme. He has to come up with a whole new plan because he don't have access to Melody's funds or anything like he used to have. And which brings me to my next point that I wanted to make too, is that I honestly feel, and I said this on my last live, a lot of other ladies remember it, that Arionne really hates this version of Martell. I believe she misses the married version of Martell. She don't like this Martell. This Martell is broke. This Martell is difficult and complicated to get along with. Not that Martell was an easy man, but when men have money, it's a different type of swag. They're more fun to be around. They're more lively when they got money in their pockets. A broke man is very difficult to deal with because he's frustrated, he's irritated, he's aggravated. I truly believe that Arionne really hates this Martell. She misses the Martell that was with Mel. And a lot of the ladies in the chat on the last live, they agreed with it. And even one of them said, yeah, Mocha, even Arionne admitted that she liked Martell better when he was married. And I'm like, I know the hell she did. Because this Martell is broke, busted, and disgusted. He can't take her to those 5-star restaurants off of Mel money. He can't go smash her at the Marriott. They got to go to the Motel 6 in the hood where the prostitutes and the Johns be at. Ain't no more Ruth Chris. Y'all got to go to the little Chinese buffet, the $5.99 buffet. This Martell, and the worst part about it, this is the Martell she had a child with too, which makes it more complicated because at the time when Martell was married to Mel, little Helmet, there was no child. There was no baby involved. And whenever a married man is dealing with you and smashing you, it's more exciting because he doesn't have any responsibilities with you. But see, in this case, now the fantasy has become a liability because it's a responsibility now. A child was involved. So this also takes the fun out of it for the both of them, for Martell and for Arionne, because they have a responsibility now. And believe it or not, that was one of the reasons why Martell started stepping outside of his marriage anyway. Because you have some of these married men, they get bored with the responsibilities of being a husband and a father because it becomes like a second job. So the purpose of them dealing with a side chick is to get away from the responsibilities. It's just strictly about fantasy. It's strictly about getting your needs met, getting your needs fulfilled. That's what makes dealing with the side chick exciting. But once the side chick gets pregnant, it defeats the purpose, because that's the reason he dabbles in and out of being a husband, the family life, because the family life is a blessing, but it's a responsibility. And if he's a man that doesn't have a plan or a purpose, he will perceive his marriage and his kids and his family as a burden instead of a blessing. So what does the carnal-minded man does when he starts to perceive his family as a burden instead of a blessing? He starts stepping outside of his marriage, engaging in inappropriate, immoral sexual behavior with other women. But what happens when that woman becomes pregnant? He's right back where he started from. Now it's another burden. And that's where Arionne messed herself up at, because her dealing with him, if you was going to deal with him, which you was already wrong, you shouldn't have been dealing with him. But having a child definitely, it dampened a lot of things between her and Martell. It made the situation more complicated. Because at least if things wasn't going to work out, they both could have left each other with a clean slate. It wouldn't have been nothing still keeping them bond and tied together. But now a little helmet has been conceived and created. That within itself has become a burden for the both of them. So, Arionne don't like the broke Martell, the single broke Martell. He's boring because he can't spend that money like he used to could spend it. He can't steal no more Prada bags and high designer bags from Mel to give to Arionne. So Arionne Air Mattress has to go back to City Trends thrift shop shopping bags. She got to go back to knockoffs. And listen, y'all, I love me some knockoff bags, baby. Listen, ladies, let me tell y'all let me put y'all in on a secret. If y'all are not too big on designer labels, but you like to look cute and you know how to put your accessories together, because not always the name brands, is how you accessorize and put everything together. Temu has the nicest handbags. Some people ain't familiar with Temu, and some of you probably heard of it, but probably you've been skeptical of it, because you know sometimes these places, when you order stuff from other countries like Japan and Korea, you can be very skeptical. But let me tell you, Temu is nothing like Wish. They got the nicest, prettiest knockoff bags. They sturdy, nice quality. Listen, just looking out for y'all. Don't go spending $200-300 on these Brahim bags. And listen, you can look just as cute as any woman who's spending $300-400. Look, is somebody gonna ask you, is your bag, is that a $300 or $400 bag? No. When a woman sees a nice bag, she just says, oh, that's a nice bag, that's cute. I've had rich women tell me I got a nice bag and don't even know it's from Temu, honey. FYI, y'all check that out when y'all get a chance. Really nice stuff. You won't be disappointed. Temu, I'm addicted to Temu. I ordered stuff last week, the week before. I got some stuff on my cart now. I'm waiting to get $50 off my husband today so I can go ahead and order my stuff I got in the cart today. So I'm addicted to Temu. Y'all pray for me. I done left Starbucks and got addicted on Temu. But anyway, just digressing. Just want to look out for y'all, for my sisters who in the struggle, who trying to watch their money, but you still want to look cute. So anyway, Arionne don't like the unmarried broke Martell. She don't like the broke Martell. She missed the Martell that that was married with money. And truth be told, Martell don't like the Martell he is without Mel. He don't even like himself without Mel, because he never planned for the day that he would have to go out here and have to fend for himself. He just swore he was going to be able to keep capitalizing off his wife, because he figured we got the kids, we are married, so he felt like he secured he had secured the bag with Mel, and Mel would never leave him. So when you're just that sure of yourself and you think that your situation would never change, you don't have a plan B. And that's why I said a man without a plan is dangerous. And Martell has never had a plan. He was the kind of man that just day by day just did what he wanted to do, felt like doing what he wanted to do when he did it. So he just never really, had any plans. He never made any plans for himself. He didn't have, any businesses aside. Like, for instance, and I said this on the last live, like Todd knows that Candy is a millionaire, but this man is still got his own things going on the side. He even got his own apartment on the side. He's not, his own house or whatever, and Candy felt some type of way about that, but I understand it. He's not making himself totally beholden to Candy, because if things don't work out, he needs something to fall back on, you know. And that's basic common sense. Ain't no grown man that has any real any real pride or integrity. He's not going to just completely just live off of his wife and not have something going for himself. Because if something happens, then he's like Martell. He's assed out. He's going around here using his muscles and his penny loafers, shining his penny loafers to still lure women, hoping he could bait a woman that's dumb enough or gullible enough to be his sugar mama. And that's what it is. Martell needs a sugar mama sponsor. And Arionne can't do that. Arionne don't have no money. Now, if Arionne was just as ambitious as Mel, just as determined, you know, I still think he wouldn't have married her then, but I think she would have had more of him than what she has now. I really don't think Martell will ever really marry, because I believe in a sense, he feels like Mel will always be his wife. Even if she remarries tomorrow, I think Martell feels that she will always. You remember that song by Heather Headley? In my mind, I'll always be his lady. You know, I used to love that song. I think that's how Martell be. I will always be her husband. I will always be. In my mind, that's still my wife. Now, if he were to marry anyone, it's going to be somebody that's going to have a hell of a lot more money than Mel, so he could lock himself in. But the bad part is he not going to treat her right. Whoever Martell marries, he's not going to treat that woman right. It's not in him to treat a woman right. Mama Marlene, Mammy Marlene done created a mama's boy. He thinks in his mind that women are supposed to take care for him, are supposed to take care of him, and supposed to do for him. That's in Martell's mind, and nobody's not going to make him see any different. But if you look at the scripture here, this is where Martell had already lost his marriage way before the divorce, even way before Melanie even executed with the divorce. 1 Corinthians 13:4-8. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always preserves. Love never fails. Martell didn't do any of those things. Martell didn't have any patience. He didn't have any real love, and there was nothing kind about him. He was very envious. He was envious of his own wife, yet he was using her. He was very boastful, meaning he was very arrogant. He got very bigoted on his wife, disrespectful. And he was very proud of his wrongdoing. He had no remorse, no compassion. He didn't protect. He didn't trust. And he just didn't fulfill his duties as a husband. And that is the reason why that marriage failed. And even he knows that, even though he's walking around here bigoted, stroking his own ego, he knows he will never get another male. He will never get another male. Not only that, Arionne, Matress, has given Martell so much. There's nothing for him to do to have to earn her, because he's had her and he can still get her anytime he wants. It's an old saying, why buy the milk when you already own the cow? And he's always had Arionne. He's always had her. She's given herself, she's always made herself readily available, like a Little Caesar's pizza, hot and ready. And everything that a man is supposed to do before he marries you, He don't have to do that. He's been getting all of that, not having to put in the extra work to earn, to have to, for her to really have to prove herself to him. Usually, if you want a man to marry you, you're supposed to hold back on some things. You're not supposed to be sitting up here giving him full-time access to blowjobs, full-time access to booty. And she's did all of that. There's nothing left to the imagination. What else does Martell, what else can she offer for him to fight for? She has nothing to offer him. She's given him everything already. He's been dealing with Arionne included since the divorce, 10 years. So why would Martell even consider marrying her when for 10 years he has had her? He's never going to marry her. And I say this for all women. You got a man staying with you or you living with him, and he's getting sex from you anytime he wants, even if you're a side chick. He's getting sex from you, getting all these sexual pleasures and favors. You looking out for him, giving him money sometimes. You doing all of these things that only a wife should do. He don't have to earn you anymore at this point in time. That's why you have some women, they've been engaged for 20 years and can't even give you a wedding date. You got some women who've been staying with a man for 20 years, not even engagement ring. And you wonder why. Because you're giving him everything. No disrespect to DC Young Fly, who baby mama, Jackie Smith, passed away. They've been together every bit of 10-something years, and the whole time a lot of people thought they were married, and they were never married. And DC Young Fly didn't seem like he was appearing to take her to the next level. That's why when she passed away, and people find out that they were never married after 3 babies, people was like taken back, like, what? I thought they were married. Because I initially, when she first passed away, I initially posted on a community tab, rest in peace to his wife. And I had some women coming for me like, what are you talking about? They're not even married. I'm like, what? And you have some men, they'll do that. You go for 10, 15, 20 years, living with them, having sex with them, having children from them. What they feel the need to take it to the next level. You doing everything a wife does. That's common sense. But women, we do it all the time. And sometimes it works out in our favor and sometimes it doesn't. But either way, you take a gamble. So, this was another scripture I came across that also made sense as to why Martell ended up losing his marriage to Mel. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 21 through 33. Be subject to one another out of reverence for Christ. Wives, be subject to your husbands as you are to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, just as Christ is the head of the church, the body of which he is the Savior. Just as the church is subject to Christ, so also wives ought to be in everything to their husbands. Now, this is the main part. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her, in order to make her holy, by cleansing her with the washing of water by the word, so as to present the church to himself in splendor, without a spot or wrinkle or anything of any kind. Yes, so that she may be holy and without blemish. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as they do their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hates his own body, but he nourishes and tenderly cares for it, just as Christ does for the church, because we are the members of the body. So this scripture here already indicated that because Martell did not value male. He definitely didn't value himself, because you have to realize when you marry, that is a spiritual covenant, meaning two of you together, y'all are joined as one unit. So every time he did male in, what he doesn't realize is he was doing himself in the whole time. That is why he's in the situation he's in. He been doing himself in. Every time he slept with Arionne, every time he was going over there smashing and dashing, dealing with Arionne air mattress, fornicating with all of these other women that have yet to been exposed and revealed themselves, he was doing himself in the whole time. You have a lot of these married men out here who are fornicating and dealing with other women and not even realizing they are doing themselves in, because when you disrespect your wife, you disrespect yourself. And no different than a woman that's out here fornicating, and she's a married woman and participating in sexual demonic activities with other men. She is also doing herself in. While you think you're getting a pleasure, there's a price to be paid. There's a debt to be paid. That is why Martell is where he is. And let me tell y'all something. Martell secretly blames Arionne for the failure of his marriage, which is why he will never marry Arionne. In his mind, it's Arionne's fault. He still blames her. And I said this a couple of years, a while back. Do not think for a second that when Martell and Arionne get into arguments, he don't blame her for everything that's going wrong in his life. Because Martell is a coward. He does not take accountability for anything. He's one of those type of dudes. He has feminine energy. So anytime he gets angry or get upset, he has to go back and dig out the file cabinet as to why it's everybody else's fault why he is where he is except himself. So to this day, I believe no matter how much Martell still smashes Arionne, how much they go to Chick-fil-A together, and he, in his mind, he still is angry with Arionne for ruining his marriage, even though he was a willing participant. He's not a victim, he's a volunteer. He still makes Arionne feel bad about that. Because he doesn't want to own the damage that he has caused. It's easier for him to blame it on someone else than to actually take accountability and say, I messed up by lying to you and, committing adultery on my wife. He's not going to say that. Because the most painful thing about reality is knowing that you are your own worst enemy. And Martell does not want to face the fact he is his own worst enemy. He's blamed Melanie. He's blamed Arionne. He's blamed everybody but himself. He probably still blames his mama. And that's the reason why Martell would never change, because he would never take accountability. Everything that ever has gone wrong is somebody else's fault. Well, if only you would have listened to me. Well, if only you would have went through with the abortion and we would have been good. We would have had everything. So Martell is not going to marry Arionne because he secretly resents her. He feels like it's her fault that he's in the situation he's in. He's not going to marry her for that. Like I mentioned earlier, he's not going to marry Arionne because he knows he's not going to succeed in anything. The only position he really had for Arionne just really was supposed to fulfill his sexual needs. Like he kept telling Mel, you wasn't satisfying me. He just wanted Arionne to satisfy him. Arionne was not part of the plan as far as him committing to her, marrying her, building something with her. That was not the reason he had Arionne around. Arionne was just a cum dumpster, somebody to dump his cum in whenever he felt like it. There was nothing else that was supposed to come behind that. But when you out there being dirty and trifling, you end up getting more than what the hell you bargained for. And that's what happened. So therefore, I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. But that's my whole theory. As far as my reasons why I believe Martell would never marry Arionne. He would never marry her because she just does not have what it takes for him to really benefit the way he wants to benefit. And he has had her all of these years, multiple times. There's nothing left to the imagination. There's nothing left to look forward to. Arionne didn't expect more of him. Arionne didn't have any rules, any boundaries. But then again, you can't improvise those things when a man is married. And this is the truth. This is the reason why a lot of these married men like to step out here and creep out, because the way they look at it is, if you know I'm married, you already know I'm limited to you. You already know I'm not able to fully commit myself to you or give myself to you fully. So in the eyes of the Jezebel male, that's a married man, this is a golden opportunity for him, because he feels like, if you're willing to accept me and be with me, knowing I'm married, meaning knowing I'm already committed, knowing I have an obligation, knowing I'm already tied to something, and you're still willing to give me access to you, that's the more the merrier, because you cannot expect me to give up what I already had before we started hooking up, before we started linking up. So you actually have a lot of married men, these ones who out here that's fornicating. A side chick, is a dream come true for them, because they look at it this way: if you're willing to still be with me, to have sex with me, sneak and creep with me, knowing I'm married, I know I'll never have to commit to you, and I can still go home to be with my wife. I can still go home to my family life, because you understand that I can't commit to you. You was willing to accept me, have sex with me, knowing I have a whole wife at home. But the bad part about it is, when you start catching feelings for these men, and you build this soul tie, because you create soul ties when you fornicate and you up here having sex with all these men. Now you want something more, knowing the whole time you was playing yourself, getting involved with this married man, but you done caught feelings. Now you want more. The D ain't enough. You want him to take you places. You want him to acknowledge you in public. That's why you have some of these side chicks, when they get on the rampage and start exposing them married man, posting photos, putting everything out there, because you basically fell out of the alignment of not understanding you done forgot the man married. See, you was okay with it at first because you didn't think you was gonna catch any feelings. It was cute, smashing and letting this dude use you as a pump and go. You was okay with that, but now you have caught feelings. You want more. You don't want just the D now. You want this man to claim you. You want this man to fellowship with you. You want this man to be with you. Because you've been spending all of this time with him. He's been sneaking and creeping to your apartment, driving you, taking you out of town, doing all of these, inappropriate things that you shouldn't be doing with this married man. And you have created a soul tie. So now you actually want to be with this man, only to find out now he's reminding you, you knew I was married. You knew I can't be with you like that. You knew I had a family. You knew I can't just leave my wife, leave my children. Now you up here, you want to expose him. You want to get on podcasts. You want to get on tell all books and stuff. And people still don't care. And in many cases, a lot of these wives are still not leaving. So you exposing and exploiting, it doesn't always get you what you want either. Or in some cases, like Melanie, the wife will leave, but the man still won't marry you, commit to you. Martell is not going to marry Arionne. He's damn sure not going to commit to her. He has disrespected her over and over and over and over. And he knows that Arionne Air Mattress is not going anywhere. He knows that. And whenever a man is just so sure of you not leaving him, that's the more comfortable he gets with disrespecting you. So, on that note, everybody, I'm going to get ready to shut it down. It is your girl, your diva and knowledge, Lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. I do have a members only, so I'm going to be uploading some videos that's not going to be for everyone to access. It's going to be for members only. So if you're interested in becoming a member, please make sure that you sign up. It's only $3 a month, because I get it, everybody got other priorities and things they have to do. But also I have a couple of little perks and stuff for members and stuff that I don't have for everyone, so you're more than welcome to join. So nevertheless, y'all, I thank y'all for still being loyal to my channel, for subscribing, for hanging out with me. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Please take that second right now, just click that like button, just click on that little thumb right now. Just click that for me right quick before you exit and depart the show. So anyway, I will be talking with y'all soon. Y'all be blessed. Take care. Bye.